For this month, I will be reviewing retro games with a horror aesthetic to them. To start it off, I'll be reviewing the retro-inspired series, Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon. Curse of the Moon clearly pays homage to Castlevania, but is it enough of a difference to be worth playing? Bloodstained Curse of the Moon is a 2D action platformer similar to Castlevania 3. Most notably, there are alternative paths and stages, and as you progress, you gain allies that you can swap to on the fly. You start off playing as Zangetsu with only a sword to attack with. As you clear stages, you unlock new allies who have different weapons and special abilities. Miriam uses a whip for long distance attacks, can jump higher, and can slide to gain access to tight areas. Alfred is your glass cannon mage. He has very little health, but he has incredibly powerful magic at his disposal. Finally, Gebel is vampiric in nature and can transform into a bat, allowing flight. The stages are designed well, offering plenty of opportunities to figure out the best character and ability to use at each part of the game. It's a very satisfying feeling. One advantage Curse of the Moon has over Castlevania 3 is that the character swapping is instantaneous and done through the L and R buttons. The developers designed Curse of the Moon with various conveniences in mind to make it more palatable to a wider audience. For instance, some people found Castlevania 2 challenging and frustrating with the knockbacks and the later enemies dealing so much damage. For those who want a more relaxed playthrough of the game, there is a casual difficulty. It greatly reduces the damage taken, grants infinite lives, and eliminates the knockback effect entirely. No more getting knocked into pits. I like how the developers did not penalize using this difficulty either. You can fully play through the game and unlock everything purely in casual difficulty. For those who are Castlevania veterans wanting the challenge, there is a veteran difficulty. Curse of the Moon also is very forgiving in save and progress and punishments for death. There are ample checkpoints in each stage, so deaths never send you too far back. Also, you only lose a life if you die with all 4 characters. A death with a single character just brings you back to the most recent checkpoint with all 3 remaining characters still available. This also greatly encourages frequent character swapping and trying different methods to solve the problems in front of you. When you complete a stage, the game automatically saves for you, no password system required. It also rejuvenates your entire party. Finally, Curse of the Moon gives some minimal guidance on how to play the game and recommended paths for beginners. For example, you'll occasionally see a signpost, and reading it will give you some basic information on using sub-weapons, swapping between allies, and your allies' new abilities. You also learn there are dead adventurers at branching paths along the way, pointing to a recommended one for beginners, the path of least resistance. There's also excellent game design in encouraging usage of the special weapons and new allies. Immediately after acquiring a new weapon or ally, there often is a perfect spot to make use of it. Like seen here, just after acquiring this dagger, it makes easy work out of these bats. The varying paths you can take, as well as the unlockables in this game, offer a tremendous amount of replayability. Some paths you simply won't be able to take because you don't have the right ally at the moment. The simplest unlockable is Nightmare Mode from completing the game for the first time. In Nightmare Mode, you play with only Zangetsu's allies, no Zangetsu. As you will notice in your first playthrough, there were unreachable paths in the first few stages requiring these allies. Now you get to explore those. I nearly forgot to mention, you actually have a choice when you first meet your ally. Instead of talking with them to accept them in your party, you can just walk by them, or even just kill them. If you choose to kill them, Zangetsu gains new powers, such as the double jump. You can also unlock another mode by taking on the challenge to play as Zangetsu only, where you kill all your potential allies along the way. To me, the only downside to this game is some abilities are really overpowered, like Alfred's Fire Shield and Gebel's Bat Form. With a Fire Shield, you can trivialize many screens. Look at me just casually walking through this nightmarish area with it. And with Gebel's Bat Form, you can just forget all those tricky platforming sections. See ya! Being incredibly powerful still feels great, even if it's totally overpowered. Overall, I had a blast playing Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. It has plenty of Castlevania throwbacks, but adds enough to the mix to stand on its own. The aesthetic, atmosphere, sound, and music are all excellent as well. Finally, the unlockables and alternative paths offer plenty of replayability to make sure you get more than your money's worth. Next week, I'll be reviewing the sequel in this series. Thank you for watching. I hope you have the best October ever.